couldn't avoid that, and that's one of the reasons I couldn't do the live streams yesterday and day before. But anyway, here I am today, and we will be discussing on the agenda, couple of agendas today. Just wondering what this is. Okay, so a couple of agendas today. It's a cold day in Delhi, pretty cold, and I hope all of you are keeping healthy and well covered yourself, well covered. Make sure that you don't fall sick. And the XAT exam, first of all, two agendas today. I'll take questions on the XAT. The XAT mein, I mean, if you look at this year's XAT, more or less the bottom line that one could see was that the quants was tougher than the last year and the DM was tougher than the last year. I'll do a detailed video on the XAT once they release the official paper, because I did not take the exam myself. No call from Indore, 99 profile and 98.76 percentile gem. 98.76 पे बहुत unnatural नहीं है call नहीं आने का, although you could have expected also. So just keep your fingers crossed. I think around this time I tell people that you cannot allow your moods to keep swinging based on whether you got a call or not from various institutes. Allow all the calls to come out. And I know it's difficult. It's easy to say, difficult to do, but that's, I mean, I've always believed, and I always believe in controlling the controllables. And yeah, I mean, if you look at it from another angle, 98.76 percentile is approximately a rank of around 2500. So if you're in the general category, 2500 rank, not very difficult to see that you might not get a call from Indore or some of the top places. Although you'll still fall into some of the shortlists, I'm sure. Student of mine who had 99.8 plus percentile did not get a call from Indore or Lucknow, so that he was pretty despondent today. But that's something which then that's what I was advising him also. कि अब देखो तुम अपना काम किए, you got a great percentile, and ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है कि at that percentile you will not have a decent shot at a few interviews. So just focus on allowing the calls to come. You can't control them. You don't control whether they'll call you or not call you. So allow the calls to come by themselves. And don't get too despondent. Don't get too stuck up on individual institutes. Don't get too stuck up on individual institutes. I'm going to come with let me first discuss my thoughts on these two issues today. उसके बाद मैं questions लूँगा. So as I said, you should not, I mean, when you're doing an MBA, don't get too stuck up in an institute कि मेरे को अहमदाबाद ही जाना है, Bangalore ही जाना है. Don't think like that, because even if you, I mean, what the key is that the MBA journey is a long-term race. It's not a 2-year race. The people who rush out fastest from the stable, those are the horses who will go who will win the race. It is about a long distance race, and usme how quick you start at the blocks is not important. Of course, you have to try to get to the best possible place that you can get to, best possible college you can get to. But it's not just the college you get to, it's also your performance at that college. So you go, let's say, you get to, and I mean, there are cases where I am Bangalore, I am Calcutta, I am Ahmedabad student will not get the placement that a Symbiosis student will get. It's so although if you look at the institute level, it's very different in terms of where you are. If you're an I'm ABC versus you are at a Symbi, but and that's what I was saying. The idea is to be, you have to understand it's a long-term race, and just allow yourself to just allow yourself to accept things as they are. I mean, that's what you will do. You will get calls. If you have done well at the CAT, calls आएगा. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि calls नहीं आएगा. There are close to 40, 50, 60 great institutes now where you can go and make a great career from. So, and as I said, MBA is not like the IAS. IAS में क्या होता है कि अगर तुम आज IAS नहीं बने तो 20 साल, अगले 25 साल तक तुम वो IAS ऑफिसर के नीचे ही रहोगे अगर तुम कोई सेकंड सर्विस में जाते हो तो. So that is the UPSC exam, the nature of the exam, the nature of the career. In the private sector, in the industry, in the MBA sector, it is not like that. You can pass out of a Bharati Vidyapeeth MBA. Not that it's bad, but you can pass out of a of a local college MBA. Let's not take names. Local college MBA, which is giving direct admissions. You can pass out of there and be the boss of hundreds of IIM graduates. It's possible. So the idea has to be to make sure that you perform with whatever you've got, and so that's this thing. So I mean, I personally believe that all of you should now start. Those of you who gave CAT 20. Okay. So all of you, those of you given CAT 22, I think you should now start preparing for the interviews in earnest. You should start focusing on your interview preparation. And a couple of things that I would like to tell you to start with interview preparation. Mein, couple of things you start doing. 2-3 things you start doing. First is just look through your profile. Look through your past events, past experiences, past blips and troughs and peaks on your profile, on your biodata. Something great you did, something very poor you did. Start looking at those things and start creating scenarios from those things. So your interview typically consists of 5 factors. Your interview questions are essentially will emerge out of 5 factors. These factors are your past, your present, your future, your character, and your personality. That's the 4th one, and the 5th one is a random dimension of questions where they can ask you anything. So these 5 dimensions have to be managed. I mean, you cannot manage the random dimension. Random dimension by default is going to be random, so they can ask you anything. On the day of the exam, they can ask you about anything. As far as you're generally aware, you'll be able to react to something. So you should be working on a general awareness. You should be working on things around you, what's happening, the key trends. You have to first find. I mean, one part of it. So by random, I mean about world events and social events, national events. They can ask you about anything. There's no correlation to what they'll ask you and what is there in a biodata. So that's the random part of the interview. So the random part of the interview is prepared by looking at or creating the knowledge, the awareness of things that are happening around you. Right? I am coming to the questions. I'll take questions. We are at the 8-minute mark of this session. So I'll take questions around the 14-minute mark. Let me first finish off what I wanted to say. Otherwise, I'll just keep reacting to questions, and then the value of the session becomes slightly lower. And I look at these YouTube chats more like classes, mentorship sessions for all of you who choose to spend time with me in the evenings. And I'm committed. I'm committed to being available for all of you on this channel. And you can choose to come out as per your requirements and as per your needs. When you want to ask me something or you want to listen to what I'm saying. So as I said, the random part of the interview is about. I mean, they can ask you about anything, and they can ask you a GK question, or they can ask you not a question per se, but they'll ask you opinions about things around you. So what is your opinion about India's economic status? What is your opinion about the COVID pandemic and how India handled it? Anything under the sun they can ask you. It can be anything related to what's happening around you. Right? What is your opinion about the Russia-Ukraine war? What do you think it has? What is the impact of it on India? What is the impact of it on Europe, etc.? Anything can be asked. It is random. So 2 things happen because of randomness. One thing, preparation-wise, you have to look at all the major things, events and trends that are happening around you. And before you can have an opinion about something, you have to have knowledge about it. So your one of the primary aspects of what you prepare for during a GDPI preparation phase is the awareness of social events and global and national events, geopolitical events and economic events across social events across the world, and what are the key themes that are happening. Read the good magazines like Economist, Guardian, newspapers like Guardian, New York Times, etc. Get to know what's happening around you. Get your teeth into the world events that are happening, and you will have an opinion about something only when you have knowledge of it. So if I tell you ki, what is your opinion of X, you have no opinion about X because you don't know what X is, right? So when I tell you ki X is, um, let's say, uh, let's say the European Union I'm talking about. So, and I ask you then, what is the value, what is your, not value, what is your opinion about X? Where I say X is the European Union. Then if you have knowledge, you have an opinion. If you don't have knowledge, you don't have an opinion about it. So you have to form, you have to get the knowledge, the opinion forming knowledge into your head, into your head during this time. So all the major events. So look at the newspapers around you, and you will see a lot of events happening, etc. So you start analyzing those and do a little bit of. I mean, don't just read the news articles. News articles are information based articles. Read the analysis based articles. And I'm going to start a series on this channel in which I'm going to read content from The Economist and explain it to you from two angles. We'll do it. We'll do it from the GK angle. I personally have learned a lot from reading magazines like The Economist and of course a few other international journals that I read. But and what I found is that the amount of content that you get in 1 page, 1.5 pages of reading, 800,000 words of reading in these kind of magazines is equal to what you get in 15 pages of Times of India. So or in Indian Express. I don't want to criticize them, but that's the ratio of how tightly the content is written and presented. So I thought that maybe for my channel. Uh, I will start a readings with Arun Sharma, and this will be I might define a separate time for this apart from the 11 late night chat we have. So उस readings में two perspectives में करूँगा उसको. एक perspective is also helping you improve your ability to comprehend English and solve comprehension in exams like the CAT. That's one perspective I'll do it from, and the other perspective will be from the GK perspective. So I was reading an article, for example, in The Economist a couple of days ago. That article was about 5 major trends to look out for in 2023. So these are very informative articles. These get you up to tack at what's happening around the world, and so if you want that to happen, I will also take suggestions from you if you want, and some article somewhere which you want to share with me. Please put it on the videos, on the reading videos that I'll do, or on these videos, and ask me to analyze and explain. I would love to do that, either in a live format or a recorded format. We'll love to do that. So you can actually we can actually be together on a learning journey through this channel. So this is what I would want to talk about. Of course, apart from the randomness preparation, the knowledge preparation for GDPI, the other part of your preparation also has to be about your profile, your personality, and your character traits. So उस पे थोड़ा सा काम करो, do a little bit of work on that area, and try. I mean, by work on that area. Let me see. I'll record a few videos maybe tomorrow, day after, and release what kind of work, essential work you should do for your interview preparation. Some kind of getting that idea. So I'll release that for you maybe in a couple of days on the channel, right? So that's about it. Excel ka XAT ka jo mera, I have not seen the paper because they have not released the paper yet. I did look at some of the questions some people are sharing on social media. So what the sense I'm getting is that the quants and DI was tougher than last year. Uh, the quants and DI was tougher than last year. The verbal was also tougher. DM was almost the same. So if we assume but so these factors, the toughness factor will have an effect of reducing your cutoffs or your percentiles, or increasing your percentiles at the same number. So last year 36-37 मार्क्स पे 99 परसेंटाइल आया था, तो इस साल भी 36-37 पे ही मैं एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा हूँ, because although the exam was tougher, some of the questions were tougher, less number of sitters than last year, but one thing that I could I mean that offsets that is the 10-minute extra time that you had. So from 165 minutes they took you to 175 minutes. तो DI was tough. The problem with DI was there were only 2 sets. Last year 4 set थे. एक सेट बहुत टफ था लास्ट ईयर का भी DI का, बट मैं पेपर देखा नहीं हूँ, सॉल्व नहीं किया हूँ. आई हैव नॉट gone into the exams this year. I did not take the CAT. I have not taken the XAT also. I mean, इस साल के एक्सपीरियंस के बाद I felt a little bit deprived कि मैंने देना चाहिए था, because otherwise मैं एनालाइज जब करता हूँ तो खुद सॉल्व करके बताने वाला एंगल कुछ और ही होता है. तो शायद मैं नेक्स्ट ईयर से दूंगा फिर से these exams. But anyway, that's for later. So I would expect the same numbers, 36-37 के आसपास ही रहेगा. There's a factor which is reducing this to 35-34, but the extra 10 minutes time factor is going to increase it back to that number. ठीक है. So GD शायद नहीं होता XLRA में, it's mostly PI. Yeah, MICA is a great college. So you should, if you get a chance to go to MICA, especially if you're doing communication and advertising, you should definitely want to go to it, right? IFT Delhi versus IIM Indore, ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता. बैच साइज उनको मैनेज करने दो ना. तुम पहले ये देखो क्या सीखना चाहते हो, पहले गेट थ्रू बोथ, उसके बाद आगे देखेंगे. ठीक है. कट ऑफ्स आई थिंक 8 to 9 मार्क्स से ज़्यादा नहीं रहेगा तीनों सेक्शन में. कट ऑफ ज़ैट का कट ऑफ इनफैक्ट 6-7 के रेंज में भी रहता है, सेक्शनल कट ऑफ्स. So I would expect the same numbers. Maybe, I mean, to be safe, 8+ is safe section wise. Lengthier questions the, yeah. So that's what I said, na. The question difficulty was higher. So by default, if the question difficulty is higher, it pushes the score down. But then the extra 10 minutes will push the score back up. So will not make any difference. हाँ, 9 में पक्का क्लियर हो जाएगा QA में. सेक्शनल कट ऑफ पक्का क्लियर हो जाएगा 9 में. टिपिकली 7-8 के आसपास का सेक्शनल कट ऑफ रहता है. HRM का आई मीन 32-33 के ऊपर स्कोर अगर है तो कॉल आना स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. ठीक है. HRM का भी, BM का भी आएगा उस पर, उसके अराउंड. ऐसे खराब लिखा है, क्यों खराब लिखा, मे बी यूर नॉट इन द राइट मूड वाइल राइटिंग इट, बट चलो ठीक है. खराब लिखा है तो आई मीन एटलीस्ट इंटरव्यू तक तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, इंटरव्यू पहुंचने में. कन्वर्जन पे इम्पैक्ट मार्जिनलाइज हो सकता है अगर तुम इंटरव्यू अच्छा कर लो. ठीक है. सो इट डजंट मैटर मच. HRM का 96-97 परसेंटाइल से कॉल स्टार्ट हो जाता है, राइट? IFT Kolkata versus XLRA Delhi. I would always go for XLRA because I respect that college much more than IFT. IFT थोड़ा सरकारी कॉलेज है, although outcomes similar है, career outcomes और person और salary outcomes ये सब similar है, लेकिन थोड़ा सा सरकारी element आ जाता है उसमें. सरकार तो अच्छी है वैसे, लेकिन you know what I mean. You don't have that flexibility to the professors and all those things which make a great institute actually. 98.9 ए नहीं आया. 98.9 में तुम्हारा 2100-2200 रैंक है, तो अगर जनरल हो तो शायद ए मतलब नहीं आने का बहुत टिपिकली एज ए सेड बहुत स्पेकुलेट मेरे को करना. मतलब देखो, these are very fine tuned formulas and they are done on a spreadsheet. So जेनरिक बात करके गेस करने का कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है कि कौन सा आएगा नहीं आएगा, और स्पेकुलेट करने का कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है. 15-20 दिन और वेट कर लो, सब कॉल्स खुल जाएंगे तुम्हारे. तुमको क्लियर हो जाएगा कि कौन सा कॉल्स आ रहा है कौन सा नहीं आ रहा है. चांस तो है ही, 98.9 परसेंटाइल आया तो चांस तो है, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि चांस नहीं है. लेकिन मैं बोल दूं कि हाँ चांस है, तो उसका मतलब ये नहीं कि कॉल आ जाएगा, और मैं अगर बोल दूं चांस नहीं है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि कॉल नहीं आएगा. सो बोथ वेज इट्स द सेम थिंग, है ना. चलो, थैंक्स अनन्या. आई होप यू लाइकिंग दिस. एंड IMI दिल्ली अच्छी कॉलेज है, प्रीटी डिसेंट कॉलेज. आई मीन इनफैक्ट ये IMI, तो देखो तुम लोग को एक बहुत बड़ा एडवांटेज है, अभी जो जो लोग MBA कर रहे हैं. एडवांटेज ये है कि आज से 10 12 15 साल पहले 4 IIM थे, ABCL, उसके बाद IK था, शिलोंग आ गया था, 7 IIM थे. 7 IIM के बाद सीधा तुम्हारा MDI था, SP जैन था, और XLRI को हटा दो, बजाज को हटा दो. ये 7 IIM, 6 7 IIM के बाद सीधा MDI और SP जैन था, और उसके बाद सीधा टापमी IMI आ जाता था, टापमी IMI IMT. अब क्या हुआ है कि बिकॉज 15 IIM और खुल गए, 20 IIM हो गए, तो वो बीच वाला एरिया जो 96 97 परसेंटाइल से 92 91 परसेंटाइल वाला बैंड है, जो कि IMI दिल्ली और टैपमी और गोवा इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मैनेजमेंट, ये सब कॉलेज में जाता था, वो लोग अब सीधा IIM जा रहे हैं, बिकॉज दे गोइंग टू द न्यू IIM, बेबी IIMs एंड न्यू IIMs. सो दैट्स अ बिग एडवांटेज नाउ फॉर यू, कि जो कॉलेज मतलब तुम 5 परसेंटाइल लोअर पे यू गेटिंग एन IIM नाउ. So that's a great advantage. And don't get too despondent about whether you go to a IMX or IMY. I mean, as far as you're studying the same thing, the challenge for you should be to excel from this point of time in whatever you do. ठीक है, तुमको जो मिला मिला, अहमदाबाद नहीं मिला, बैंगलोर नहीं मिला, चलेगा. Right? You do the best with what you get, and allow your skills and your knowledge to take care of the rest of your career. Build those. राइट. तुम अहमदाबाद में पढ़ो या तुम IIM त्रिची में पढ़ो, तुम्हारा मार्केटिंग तो वही रहने वाला है, सब्जेक्ट तो वही रहने वाला है, बुक्स भी वही रहने वाला है. तो वाई कांट यू एक्सेल. सो मैं इस रूम में बैठ जाऊँ एज एन IIM अहमदाबाद ग्रेजुएट, तुमको उस रूम में बैठा दूँ एज एन IIM बैंगलोर ग्रेजुएट, और स्टूडेंट X को मैं उस रूम में बैठा दूँ एज IIM त्रिची ग्रेजुएट, और मैं मार्केटिंग का एक प्रॉब्लम दे दूँ तीनों स्टूडेंट को. और मेरे को अगर बेस्ट सोल्यूशन IIM त्रिची वाले ग्रेजुएट से मिल रहा है, तो कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर उसी को मानने वाली है. राइट. अहमदाबाद और बैंगलोर नहीं देखने वाली है. तुम पास आउट करने के 3 साल बाद कोई तुमसे पूछेगा नहीं कौन से कॉलेज से आया. राइट. तो अपना तुम वो कार्डिगन पहन के घूमते रहोगे. दैट्स द ओनली टाइम व्हेन पीपल लुक एट कि अच्छा अहमदाबाद का बंदा है. अदरवाइज इट डजंट मैटर एट ऑल. Yeah, I mean, ठीक है, while aspiring, you did aspire for it, you did dream for it, etc. That's all fine. But the practical reality is, do the best with what you've got. Right? हाँ, फाइनल ईयर में अगर हो तो you should definitely repeat. Barely clear कट ऑफ. हाँ, अब देखो, एक बार इंटरव्यू में अगर आ गए तो चांस तो है ही ना, नहीं तो इंटरव्यू क्यों बुलाएंगे. एग्जाम भी IMT गाजियाबाद decide on factors like what is closer to your house, what the fees are, etc. They are all similar. इंजीनियर में XLRI में इंजीनियर और नॉन इंजीनियर को उतना नहीं देखते हैं. आई डोंट थिंक there's a diversity of subject के basis पे marks there, है ना. हाँ, बेबी न्यू IIMs का है चांस तुमको. 8 9 in GK, हाँ, it should be enough. 8 9 is decent. Interview, how to defend this in PI. 6 years gap. कुछ किए थे उस टाइम अपार्ट फ्रॉम UPSC प्रिपरेशन? अगर नहीं किए थे तो बताना पड़ेगा कि ये कर रहे थे. और टॉक अबाउट द डिसीजन, टॉक अबाउट हाउ दैट डिसीजन हेल्प यू इन फ्यू थिंग्स, हाउ इट मेड यू ग्रो एज अ पर्सन. But then come back and talk about the fact that it did end up creating that problem, and you're now in this soup in your career where you should have been reaching middle level management, but you're just starting off. So you talk about where it has left you, but then talk about the positives that you're fighting back from there. So that should be a story ideally. ठीक है. So Chalo, I hope this was good for you, and I enjoyed my session today. इसी पैटर्न पे रखेंगे थोड़ा बहुत. मैं कुछ बात करूँगा, तुम लोग का क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा, फिर तुम लोग कुछ क्वेश्चन लूँगा, एंड विल कीप गोइंग दैट वे. ठीक है, चलो. डू गिव मी वीडियो आइडियाज़. कभी कभी मेरे को एकदम ब्रेन फ्रीज हो जाता है सीरियसली. मतलब समझ में नहीं आता. मेरा कैमरा वाला बैठा रहता है और मैं सामने बैठा रहता हूँ. आई डू इट हेयर ओनली, इन दिस रूम ओनली, एंड आई एम सिटिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ द कैमरा, और ब्रेन फ्रीज हो जाता है. समझ में नहीं आता है. क्लास में खड़ा कर दो मेरे को 10,000 लोग के सामने, बोल दूंगा कुछ भी, मेरा स्टार्ट हो जाएगा बात करना. एंड कभी कभी ऐसा सिचुएशन होता है. राइट, पेरेंट्स नॉट अलाउइंग टू रिपीट, तो उनको लॉजिक समझाओ. राइट, लॉजिक समझाओ उनको. आई एम लखनऊ वर्सेज XLRI. I would take XLRI. I would take XLRI personally, but I can see a logic for I am Lucknow also, so it's completely up to you. एक पॉइंट देखो, एक बैंड में अगर आ जाते हो कॉलेज के सिमिलर बैंड में, तो देन यू डिसाइड ऑन थिंग्स लाइक व्हाट काइंड ऑफ कोर्सेज यू वांट टू स्टडी, विच इंस्टीट्यूट हैज बेटर कोर्सेज of what you want to study, better teachers for what you want to study, which is closer to your hometown kind of thing, where your girlfriend is going, etc. All those things also you can look at. And just joking, but yeah, that could be a practical reason for you to actually choose I am Trichy over and I am Ahmedabad for all you care, right? So, so just joking. And apart from, I mean, you look at the fees, you look at other things, you look at placement. उसमें ज़्यादा पता नहीं चलेगा. More or less similar रहता है. Similar companies will come to all these campuses if you are in one band of colleges. So decide on these things, right? चलो, ठीक है. So we'll stop here. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being with all of you, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye bye. नॉर्मली मतलब हेडर पे तो लिखा हुआ 11 PM, बट 10-15 मिनट, आधे घंटे का फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी में रखूँगा. कभी 10:30 करूँगा, कभी 11:15. बट whenever I'm doing at any time, I'll make sure that I put that thumbnail with me smiling. Oh, I don't know, I can upload a thumbnail also, और उसमें बहुत लोग को इन्वॉल्व करना पड़ता है. It's easiest for me to schedule a session and just smile into the camera and write the topic of the session. So give me that flexibility of being live somewhere between 10:30 to 11:30 in the night. So last minute 10 minutes, I don't want to fix एकदम कि 11 बजे ही करूँगा मैं. So but on the header we'll keep writing 11 plus minus, या मैं कर देता हूँ उस पर, हेडर पे कर देता हूँ plus minus 15-20 minutes. चलो, thank you so much. Thanks Ananya, very nice to hear these encouraging words from you. चलो भानु, good to hear that. चलो, bye bye, see you. कभी अलविदा ना कहना, but we'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye, good night.